If you have not read the manga, you may want to not listen to this. I'll probably have to
Spoiler
do a
alert.
video. Yeah, spoiler alert. I have to put a video marker in for maybe you can skip this to get over to the Attack on Titan discussion. But now we'll be talking about the latest chapter that just dropped some of the early information regarding chapter 270 of Black Clover. And bro, this one I was trying to do a video on this earlier, and I was like, I just can't. I don't have it in me to sit down, and I don't have no production team. I don't have enough time. I don't have nobody to do the stuff I want. Like, I'm just going to put it on the podcast and break that up into a segment, like me and you discussing it for the channel, because it's just too fire, man. Like chapter 270, y'all. If for anybody who's listening, man. So we finally get the conclusion of Asta versus Libe. I had to actually Google how you pronounce this name of this anti-magic demon, Libe, which means love in German, which I thought that was pretty dope how it tied into Asta's the big bombshell of the lady who we met, Liche-san, Lichan-san. I'm bad with names. Confirmed that it's Asta's mom. Now, he threw me off. Like Tabata threw me off. The mangaka's name Tabata. He threw me off with that last chapter because he was basically like, yo, when you see it, you don't see anything about when Libe kills her from Lucifer taking control over him. It's like, oh, well, where would Asta be at? Like, he killed, like, she ain't pregnant, there ain't no baby. Where's Asta? So how, like, I was like, oh, so maybe this isn't her son or anything like that. Or I was like, maybe that's his big sister. Like, I wasn't sure. We don't have the official translation, so it still could be, but I'm pretty sure it's Asta's mom. Like, there just ain't nobody she could be. But I was shocked. I'm like, so bro, Tabata got my ass good. I'm like, yeah, so they're siblings. They're siblings in a sense. Like, that's his older brother. Asta will be Libe's older brother. I'm like, damn. I mean, they kind of favor, I guess however you want to slice it. That may have something to do with the mom, but I just couldn't get over it. Like, I knew Asta was gonna beat him, not on some old power friendship BS. Like, Asta's yoked out. My man's got the guns. He looked like mini Yami. That's how swole he is. Like, he's buff as shit. Like, I hope if they ever do a time skip, he ain't smoking. I can't stand people that smoke, but at least he get a beard, little goatee, get something. He's still short, but he looks like spitting image of Yami, but with silver hair and yellow eyes. So,
well, that's his mentor, man. That's who he's gonna act like. That's who he's gonna become the new, like, Yami, basically. You already know they're gonna appoint him.
He's got his sword. He's got his sword now.
They're gonna appoint him the leader of the Black Bulls, regardless. But
I think if not the leader, no, I don't think he'll jump the leader. I think he'll catch up to where Yuna is. Like, I have a prediction that the vice captain currently, I think he's going to get finished off. Like, even though we just get introduced to him, I think he'll either, two things will happen. He's either going to be killed off, or he'll step down and finally get to be as free as he wants to be. And now that because there's somebody strong enough to take his place, I think Asta will get appointed the new vice captain. I don't think they're going to kill Yami off like that, because there's still a chain of command. It's kind of like how when Konohamaru used to be telling Naruto back in the day, like, yo, if I defeat the old man, I get to become the Hokage. I'm like, well, no, bro, like, it don't work that easy. Like, you got to put in some sweat, you got to put in some blood, you got to put in the time, you got to go against the grain to get this one. This ain't some shit you just beat me and you got it. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I think it's gonna go.
That's how all those animes kind of build up to. Because you know all the stuff Naruto went to before he finally became Hokage.
That's what I'm saying.
They went from 3. His dad was 4. Tsunade was 5. And then Kakashi was 6. And he's 7. So,
it took 2 Hokage, like maybe 2 to 3 Hokages for him, I mean, as far as power goes, like, for him to step into his own and really be about that. Like, we gonna discuss that again, because we gonna have a whole summary of currently to where it is, but that comparison is just key, as that's really key to visualize. So I don't think that's gonna happen to Asta. But what was so amazing about this was Libe, he realized, he's like, yeah, you gotta be her son. Like, because when it was all said and done, the whole point of this whole fight between the demon was to put him under, obligational contract, basically like when Naruto and Kurama basically did their thing. It was like the seal being, in this case, created rather than broken, but it was more of like the mutual respect to allow me to use your powers. The way the previous the current captain, vice captain, she has her minions under control, but I don't think it's the same way she was kind of implying. He was implying it because his demons could also talk, also like they were behind him in like chibi form, kind of like, yo, he's stupid, ain't he? They were like, he's stupid.
The thing about it, if you notice, like there's always been an absolute control. If Asta would have lost, Libe would have had absolute control.
Yeah.
Asta would have been put into that little pillar thing that we seen a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
But since Asta won, he was 100% expecting to be like his slave, basically. So Asta pretty much was like, all right, we're gonna work as a team, bro. You got me this far by letting me use your power, man.
But he's like, bro, I couldn't be me without you, bro. Like don't think at any point I got this far on my own. Like, now, mind you, his physical prowess is dumb. He puts them gains are all his. So yeah, when it comes to him like putting the force behind it, hell yeah. No, I don't think there's a lot of people that could beat him other than Yami. Like, he probably gonna sock some folks and rock some people. But as far as him being able to fight and go toe to toe with individuals that he have, and save countless of people that he cares about, none of that could have been done without Libe. So he's like, yeah, bro, like, shake my hand. Like, that this is what I mean, like the power of friendship. Like, it's the power of friendship, but it's not so heavy on friendship. Like, these people actually do go through their own types of turmoil and shit that they got to go through in order to develop. So all said and done, in the end, yo, Libe and Asta shake hands. Asta realizes that, he wants to be friends. He doesn't want to fully control him. Libe realizes that, that has to be her son. Like, that's her son. And it's just refreshing to see two brothers reunited. Now they have a third, because we all know and Asta are like brothers in that same regard too. But here's where it get interesting, because there's three things, and me and you could probably talk about this till the fucking cows come home, bro. With the initial contract being signed and sealed, the band, Asta gets his demon arm back, so they're partners now officially. The power is shared, so on and so forth. The real test is how, I guess, the vice captain is going to train them, because she actually cloaks herself with one of her demons, not activating the Weg magic power like you see the Anime Balls Deep has. There's a YouTube channel I watch sometimes. They do comparisons. They call Dante and all the big three, the evil big three, like the dark triad. So I think that's like the best way to just understand them. Like, they're the dark big three, the dark triad. They don't cloak themselves in the magic. Like, they channel the demon's power through them, but theirs isn't more so like a merging of the two. It's more like they let the demon take full control, and it's just basically the demon, coming forth, and kind of like, the QB cloaks, like the cloaks that Naruto and them, like when they will, like if Gaara ever went partial one tails, which would be like, him hit sand, but like with Naruto's, like when he would go six tails, or with Killer Bee, I think it was 7, when he go almost one tail, like he would be partially red and like a mini form. So it's like kind of cloaking, a manifestation of sorts. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. So there's the real battle. So they're gonna learn how to not only work in tandem together, but then who knows how. I think how the same way Asta already kind of looks like the polar opposite to how has his crown. I think when him and Libe merge, bro, this is just a speculation, he gonna have them dark wings, but that man, he gonna look like a demon king. I think he's gonna look like a true demon king, like, because we've seen Lucifer's outline in some of the chapters where he's real tall, but you can tell there's a crown atop his head somewhat. I was like, Asta's gonna have horns, but I know he'll look like a demon king when it's all said and done. I can't wait to see how this gonna play out.
His demon basically threw us for a loop too, because like from them outlines compared to like when he actually showed himself, I'm like,
I wasn't expecting him to look like that at all, bro. Like it.
Yeah, you were like a
Tabata,
kid.
yo, shout outs to Tabata for throwing us off and keeping us forever not knowing fully how
Right.
things are gonna look. But damn, before I forget, because you even just mentioned that, just to piece back into the fight, Asta's key recognition from just picking that up from Yami is impeccable. Like, man, he knew Libe did not want to kill him. He was like, bro, if you were, he's like, you were holding back the entire time. I think more so this was Libe's way of just trying to see if he was worthy. Like, could he really go through with it? You never know. But I was just like, yeah, man. He's like, you were holding back the entire time. You don't want to kill me. He's trying to take. Of course, he wants to take his body, yeah, but I don't think he wants to kill his person off, because I think the same rule applies, even though it's an anti-magic book. I think if Asta does die, the book goes with him because it's bound to him like that. So I'm like, unless he finds a way to fully take control of him, he's like, I can't kill you without killing my damn self. That's what I'm thinking.
But that
But
make it basically to where like you have to guess about that too, because
that's
the
what I'm
whole
saying.
taking his body over, was
Hey,
that his
that
real?
black arm is fire though. That
It is.
that black
Like,
arm fire, boy. That's all I'm saying. That boy got a pure melanin arm.
But I cannot wait to see like how this progress. Like, is the demon gonna get a power up too? Since like him and Asta has gotten like this contract that's different from all the other ones. Because so it's different when you have something lying in wait and like you bring it out, and
Yeah.
um, opposed to like y'all two working together and y'all two growing together and y'all two getting stronger together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like that's the contract that Asta gave Libe today.
Yeah.
Two, my thing is like, as far as the I think he just need Asta help taking down Lucifer. I don't really think he was out to take his body or whatever. Like, he just said that John just like, tough guy act, kind of like
He was basically how Karama used to be.
Yeah, like,
bro, when they
said,
did
bro,
the flashback on Lil Karama, I was like, bro, you a crybaby. You this big powerful ass QB and you a crybaby. I'm like, bro, you getting punked
bro,
by fucking Shikaku, the weakest of the tail beasts, bro. Get your ass out of here.
He talks the most smack though, bro. Like, you gotta admit,
Shikaku, but you couldn't tell him he ain't finna back it though. I was like, until you run his fade, he gonna keep talking shit. Shikaku like a bully, bro. Until you run his fade, he gonna keep talking shit.
Do you think what's Naruto's daughter name? They got them a little bond going.
Haruhime.
Yeah, they got them a little bond going on. But we ain't talking about that right now. We're going
No,
back
that's for another day. That's for another day. Let's say that. But to answer your question, it's an unseen factor because we don't know. Like, remember when Libe was first brought into the real world, it's because one of the higher demons threw him when he was really young to the demon gate, and he fell through it. He didn't really have powers because demons are born in their hierarchy just the way they are. There's no way to get stronger, I guess, unless you take over humans. There's ways to get stronger, but in their realm there's really no way to get stronger. So where you come into life as, that's just how you are. So he was going to be a low level demon.
He was locked in the book. He was locked in the book, right? And all this hatred and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. He had no powers whatsoever, but because he had no magic. Even in the he had no magic, and once he was locked inside the book, after so long, he manifested the powers of anti-magic, I guess, through his hatred of being weak, and like, well, if I have nothing, why not have the best power there is to strip others of having nothing, just like I had nothing. So in a world where magic rules, let me be the catalyst to drive home that, oh, so I ain't got nothing, I'm gonna have the same powers to give others nothing in the moment. So I was like, we don't know what's gonna happen yet, because we don't know the extent of Libe's abilities other than how the different swords work, because the powers Asta currently have come from the swords, which was Lich's original magic. So the one that could repel and reflect magic, the one that could absorb magic, and I can't remember what the last one did. Hmm?
The one that broke spells or something like that.
Maybe I think it can cancel curses or it can break spells and stuff like that. So, but those are the affinities and abilities of the swords. So we don't know. This is what even though it's going to be 2 days of training, there may, who knows what can happen. Like they may come up with some real creative stuff, or they might just take the basics that they already have and overpower them. But I can't think of how much more you can do with anti-magic. Nothing at all. Like we saw what he did when he first came back after the time skip. Like he can ride the anti-magic sword. I'm like, bro, you get, because he can't ride brooms. He can't ride a broom like everybody else. He just tossed the sword in there and just hopped on. He's like, all right, I'm gone, because the sword can I think as long as he has a location to pinpoint the magic it's trying to get to, it can ride to it. I was like, it makes sense. Anime bullshit science makes sense. So yeah, we don't know, but this was the thing that I was going to talk about. When Asta finally gets his cloaked form or his new combination donned, whatever you want to call it, can be your form of polymerization fusion with Libe, we saw how he took Yami's sword and added it to his collection. What's stopping Asta from also attaining other types of material and giving it anti-magic properties? Say he absorbed a whole fucking suit of like high grade armor inside that book and it became one of his spells. What if he had an anti-magic shield? I mean, we know the sword can reflect, but what if he actually had other physical weapons or different tools he could use? But he'd probably just use a sword the entire time, or different types of swords.
That seemed to be his go-to though. Like it's always a sword. But,
well, yeah, that'll be his primary. But I'm just saying the possibilities are limitless, because all it was is he picked up Yami's sword and channeled the anti-magic inside of it. Which I don't really know what type of sword that is now. Like I guess it concentrates the anti-magic and makes it more kind of how when how they pressurize water, like to do certain stuff, like it can blast through stuff. It's more fine concentrated anti-magic, so it can definitely penetrate better than the other ones that don't have it in such a more condensed form. As well, it's a really sharp ass blade too.
Yeah, straight katana. But yeah, man, like everything you touched on, that's my thoughts exactly. But man, I don't know. I just hope he get like some cool Hokage looking jacket thing or something, man. Like I don't know. I just every time he come back, bro, he come back with a vengeance. Because when he first came back after that first time skip, I was like, bro,
and that wasn't even a real time skip. It was 6 months. They spent 6 months learning from the people who know how to channel, like true, like it'd be the same difference with like natural chakra, like the purest nature of your form of mana. I'm like, that's dumb. That's dumb. And now they're, well, not Asta, but the others are learning from the elves who know how to harness an even purer form of like true nature based like mana. I'm like, dog, they finna be nasty.
But my thing is like, I think I lost my train of thought. Forget it.
Pick it up.
But oh yeah, they don't really train for long, bro. Like every time Asta goes off, he only training for a day or two, and then he'll come back like, bro, how can you possibly
be busted
got this strong in like a day or two? It's like, look, man, I'm gonna go see how they beat my ass, come back, and then figure this thing out. Cause like he don't never go for a real long time. Like I think 6 months has been the longest that they didn't actually like had to do training.
Yeah, and in this case they have 2 days to learn how to get overpowered. Like it's that bullshit. It's that anime bullshit science, bro.
He gonna make it though. Like that's just Asta's. That's his equation, bro. Get a man 2 days to do anything. He gonna go do some push-ups, do some sit-ups. Like,
oh, bro. I feel like him and Saitama probably have to have the most busted. Saitama, Asta, Rock Lee, and Guy Sensei probably have the most stupid physical training I've ever seen anybody do. That man, bro. I was like, y'all some good ones. I mean, because it shows they physically busted. They physically busted, but
Rock Lee stuff is broken though, cause like, oh, if I can't finish this, I gotta do 1,000,000 of these. Like, bro, if I can't finish
But
this, I gotta
Asta's
do.
the same way. He's like, oh, we gonna do 1,000 swings today. Damn, I couldn't get 1,000. Fuck it, we gonna go to 11. I'm gonna get it today. You know, they have to try and one up themselves, and I mean that's a good way to be mentally. It keeps you challenging yourself to see how much more you can do and develop. And I think they always say like the best practice is to take the basics and polish them up to their highest. You know, because a lot of people always spend a lot of time developing like newer skills and abilities, but it's the core fundamentals that take those other abilities to their heights. So the more polished and more pristine you can make those basic abilities, your other abilities will like shine stupid. And that's why I think these 2 days of training, it's just gonna be one, getting your body introduced to something new that you can do, but from there it's how creative you can be with the basics you already have to shoot them shits past the stars now.
But that's what I like about Asta though. He always goes back to the basics. Cause like he could be out there trying to learn magic, well, anti-magic. But he always like throw it back to like, hey man, I'm gonna get these push-ups, sit-ups. It probably calms him down too, because like you can be so hyped that like you lose track of, oh man, you know, this is a base form. I mean, this is a more advanced form of this. So you trying to learn the advanced form when your basics are basically busted. That's how come you lost. So I like that he likes to go back to the basics as well.
Facts.
And that's the same way with like any anime. Like you still see Goku using basic shit. Like Naruto use basic shit. Like,
bro, I'm telling you, it's a general rule for life, man. Like you have to go back to the basics. Everything can be advanced, because from advanced techniques there had to be a base. That's why it's called advanced, just to take something further. There had to be a basic beginning for you to achieve this next level of whatever it is, whether it be some form of technique, illustration, artistry, production, you know, singing. Like it always comes back to the basics. So that's a big thing. Like it's a lot of stuff you can pull from shows like this, even Naruto. Like I know there's gonna be some people how Naruto was very impactful for them. There might be some things people pull from Black Clover, just the same. But yeah, y'all, that's mostly, I want to say that's kind of what we have on it. Like there's a lot of good stuff coming. Definitely, we just want to make sure we can touch base on this, and you know, see how y'all feel. If you made it this far into the video, let us know if you are somebody who also, like us, has read any speculations or theories that you may have. If we'll find out more on Asta's mom, or hell, if the demon will even let Asta know who his mother is, because that will be the one, because that's what I'm saying. Like I still want to know if Libe's gonna tell him, like, remember he said, I've been with you longer than anybody has. Like it's all these key phrases and words that Libe has said since the beginning of him being introduced as the anti-magic demon, like how they tie in together. And also if we learn like what truly happened, like did Asta's mom give birth to him and had already dropped him off at the orphanage alongside Yuno before she, had to seclude herself away? Like maybe Asta's mutation is what caused.
Yeah, timeline.
Yo, hold on. It makes sense. She sucked Asta's mana away.
Yeah.
That could be the whole reason why Asta was born with no mana. I don't recall if she actually had a curse, but something happened where her magic started doing the same thing as I think his name is not Ghosh, but the other guy in the Black Bulls. How they left him there in that house because he siphons mana. Maybe that's the reason why Asta was born with no magic, because while he was in the womb, she was constantly draining what mana he would have been born with. But lo and behold, he had to be born. It was not there. That ties it together. That could be a bunk. That could be a theory that could be debunked, or it could have been his mutation of maybe having no mana caused her to start siphoning mana, but his body rejected it, and therefore she had to seclude herself away. Like we don't know. But like dog.
I feel like that's who like snatched his powers up. And that's the same theory that I came up with as I was reading, because I'm like, all right, you got to be in the womb for 9 months, and if you constantly snatching that junk up, and I don't think that it's gone completely. I think it's dormant, and some way the demon is gonna reverse that. I hope, man. That'd be so
No,
dope.
because his abilities cancel magic. Also, like Libe has no. That's why Libe could live with her, because he had no power, no magic. There was nothing for her to siphon from him. He didn't, like, it'd be the sense of like his chakra nature. He had no chakra nature, no type of element attached to him for her to siphon off of. It was just like he was a normal person, but he was just a demon. So
Yeah.
if there was some remnant left inside of Asta, like, I still don't think it'd come out. Who's to say? Because we don't know who Asta's father. We don't know who his father is either. We don't even know what his mother's original ability, other than, being a siphon.
I'm trying to know who smashed
Is.
that. Like,
That's what I'm saying. But I would love if they explained more how people are born, like what causes the mutation for people to be born with the ability to siphon mana from people, rather than them actually having a mana of their own. But we won't go into that, man. Look, we made our theory, we had our discussion on it. Like I said, people, if y'all got this far and if you like anything we just said, let us know. Talk back with us. We'll answer back with y'all in the comments or however, so on and so forth.